There comes a moment in the life of nearly every woman that arrives quietly, without ceremony, without warning. A biological transformation that affects billions of women around the world, yet remains surrounded by silence, misinformation, and misunderstanding. It changes the body, it changes sleep, memory, mood, and in many cases, it changes the way a woman sees herself. But what really happens when menopause begins? For decades, the female body operates within a delicate hormonal balance. Estrogen and progesterone act as chemical messengers that influence far more than fertility. They help regulate the bones, the brain, the heart, the skin, and metabolism. Then, slowly, that system begins to change. For most women, menopause occurs between the ages of 45 and 55. From a medical standpoint, it is defined as 12 consecutive months without a menstrual period. But the real experience is far more complex. Because for millions of women, menopause does not begin when their periods stop. It begins years earlier. But what most people don't realize is that the first signs can appear long before the official diagnosis. And when they do, the lives of many women begin to change in unexpected ways. This transition period is known as perimenopause. It is a phase during which hormone levels fluctuate unpredictably. Estrogen levels rise and fall without a clear pattern, and the body begins sending signals that a major transformation is underway. This is when many women begin experiencing sudden hot flashes. At night, the symptoms can become even more challenging. Night sweats repeatedly interrupt sleep. Over time, sleep deprivation starts affecting every aspect of daily life. Fatigue builds, energy declines. Tasks that once felt effortless begin to require more effort. But the visible symptoms tell only part of the story, because menopause doesn't only affect the body. An even more surprising transformation is taking place inside the brain. Many women report frequent forgetfulness, difficulty finding words during conversations, problems concentrating, a persistent feeling of brain fog. For years, these experiences were dismissed or attributed solely to stress. Today, we know there is a direct relationship between female hormones and several regions of the brain responsible for memory, attention, and emotional processing. At the same time, mood changes can appear unexpectedly. Anxiety, irritability, emotional fluctuations, and the challenge is that these symptoms are often misunderstood. While attention remained focused on the more obvious symptoms, other silent changes were taking place throughout the body. And it is this invisible transformation that may represent one of the greatest health risks women face in the years ahead. One of the most important changes occurs in the bones. Estrogen plays a critical role in maintaining bone density. When estrogen levels decline, bone loss accelerates. As a result, the risk of osteopenia and osteoporosis increases. The heart also undergoes significant changes. During the reproductive years, female hormones provide a certain degree of cardiovascular protection. After menopause, that protection gradually diminishes. In addition, many women notice changes in metabolism. But this is not a story about inevitable decline. It is a story about adaptation. It is a story about understanding what is happening in order to navigate this phase with greater knowledge and less fear. But there is one question that continues to divide experts around the world. A question that has transformed the way menopause is treated over the past several decades. Perhaps no issue has generated more discussion than hormone therapy. For many years, it was considered one of the primary tools for relieving menopausal symptoms. Then, studies published in the early 2000s raised concerns about potential risks associated with treatment. The impact was enormous. Millions of women discontinued therapy. Physicians around the world reevaluated their recommendations, but scientific research continued to evolve. New studies provided a more detailed understanding of both the benefits and risks. Today, most experts agree that there is no one-size-fits-all answer. Every case is unique. Every body responds differently. The most important thing is that decisions are based on current scientific evidence and professional medical guidance. For decades, menopause was portrayed as an ending. But what if it was never the end at all? What if everything we thought we knew about this stage of life was incomplete? Modern science suggests that menopause is not the end of a story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter that may last for decades. Decades of work, learning, personal growth, relationships, travel, discovery, and achievement. Today, more women than ever are living a significant portion of their lives after menopause. Perhaps the greatest challenge of menopause was never the biological transformation itself. Perhaps it was the silence that prevented open conversations. The silence that fueled myths and misconceptions, the silence that made millions of women believe they had to face this journey alone. But that reality is changing. More research is being conducted. More healthcare professionals are being educated, more women are sharing their experiences. And little by little, menopause is no longer an invisible subject. Because understanding menopause means understanding one of the most profound transformations of the human experience. And perhaps, at last, we are witnessing the end of the silence surrounding menopause.